everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Osereme, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to go about the making of this beautiful crop top with two different fabrics mixed. So if this is something you're interested in, keep on watching, and if you're still here to subscribe to the channel, hit on the subscribe button and let us get started. To make this top, you need just a little piece of a flowery fabric like this. If you have 1/4 of a yard, that is perfectly enough. And for the black crepe, you need just about 1 yard of fabric. Okay, so once you have this, you are good to go. You can decide to use crepe in place of the Ankara here, whichever one suits you better. Next, you're going to cut out a piece of the fabric for crepe and for the African print. This is going to be for you to cut out the front part of this top. All right, so you have to mix the Ankara and the crepe fabric together to cut out the front. Okay, so this area here is not straight, so what I'm going to go ahead and do now is to cut it out straight so that the center part will be very straight. I'm going to be joining this area together, okay, to make the front. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and take my measurement. So I'll go in by my neck width, which is 3 inches. This is how wide I want the neckline to be. And then I'm going to come down by about 4 inches for my neck depth, and I'm going to connect the both of them together like this to give me a round neckline. Now this is very beginners friendly. This is something that total beginners can actually do. So just go ahead and create a round neckline like I've done here, and we are going to be joining the center front later. All right, so just like this. Now once you're through with this, from the center again, go in by half of your shoulder measurement. You can shift the tape a bit from the center because you will need that allowance to join it together. So once you've marked half of your shoulder measurement, come down from that point by 1 inch for your shoulder slope, and then connect a straight line to the neckline from there, just like you see me doing like this. Once you're through with this, from the shoulder slope, you are going to come down by your armhole depth, and my armhole depth is 7 inches, so I marked it here. Okay, so I'm going to connect a straight line from the shoulder slope to the armhole depth, and then just get the midpoint of that line. So from that midpoint, you will go in by half of an inch. All right, so go in by half of an inch, and then on this line here, just go ahead and mark your bust measurement divided by 4. Now my bust measurement divided by 4 is somewhere around here, but because this is going to be a free top, I'll add an extra 1 inch. All right, so once you're through with that, go ahead and connect from here all the way to that midpoint, and then curve it down to the bust measurement that we just took. Now remember that we added an extra 1 inch to our bust measurement divided by 4 just now. Now from this point, I'm going to add an extra 1 inch again. This is going to be for our stitching allowance. So once you're through with this, go ahead and connect a straight line from the armhole all the way to the end here like this. So we're basically done drawing out the front pattern. So for the length of the top, it is a crop top, and I want it to be about 17 inches long by the time I'm done. It's currently 18 inches now, so by the time I fold the bottom part, it will just be 17, which is perfect. So now I'll go ahead and cut out this front piece. So now this is what we have. As you can see, this is the other side of the front. Okay, I've held it down at the middle here with my pins, and you can see that if you open it up, you can see it joins together nicely. It gives a full bodice here. So that's it for the front piece. Let's go ahead and cut out the back piece. For the back pattern, I have my fabric in a fold, as you can see. Okay, you should fold your back fabric into 2. Now once you're through with this, you're going to go ahead and mark your zipper allowance. So from the center here, I'm going in by about 1.5 inch, and I'm going to mark this all the way to the end. This is going to be our zipper allowance for the back of this top. Now because this is a crop top and it's going to have a high neck at the back, we need to create a way for it to easily pass through our neck. So I'm going to be putting a very small zipper. All right, so once you've marked it, go ahead and draw a straight line across, just like I've done here. And here we have our zipper allowance before the line. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and place my front pattern on it, exactly like you see me doing like this. I'm going to pin it in place, and then we are going to draw out the neckline for the back. So guys, for the back neckline, from where my neckline ended the front here, I'm just going to draw a straight line all the way to the center, just like I've done here. Okay, so now this line is going to guide me to draw out the back neckline. So for the back neckline, from this line I came down by 1.5 inch, and I'm going to connect my neckline now. It's round as well into the first neckline that we had. All right, so this is the back neckline. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out the back neckline first, and then cut out every other part of the back piece exactly as I have it on the front pattern. Just watch what I'm doing and do exactly the same thing. And once you're through, go ahead and separate the center back so that it becomes 2 pieces. So guys, this is it. So we're going to leave this aside and we're going to cut out the sleeves. Now to cut out your sleeve, you need to measure around your armhole. So I'm going to measure around it like this to give me an idea for what I need for my sleeve. So it's 9.5 inches. So that's what I'm going to be using for my sleeve. I have this fabric folded into 4 and I'm going to be using a freehand method to draft out this sleeve. I usually do this when I do not feel like drafting a pattern. Okay, like I said, the fabric is folded into 4. And now on the folded edge here, I have the length that I want the sleeve to be. I want it to be 9 inches, but I marked the length at 10 inches right now, and I'm using that to draw a line across. Okay, so once you're through with this, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to go in by the measurement that you marked earlier on your armhole on the blouse, and that was 10 inches. So from that 10 inches point, I just came down by 4 inches, and I'm going to create like an S shape like this to meet this point. So it's just like something I do with my free hand like this. It's like a freehand method. Okay, so I usually just create a curve, but I just take the measurements like I've explained here. So once I'm done creating my curve, that same armhole measurement that I got earlier, remember I said it was 9.5 inches, so I'm using 10, so I just marked it here. Okay, so now this is where the armhole will be, and then coming down here, you mark your arm round, the measurement around your arm, and I have already added stitching allowance to it. And after that, I'm just going to go ahead and join this together, and you can see you have your short sleeve. It's actually very simple. All you have to do is be able to get a nice curve, and that's basically it. So I'm going to go ahead now and cut this out. So now we are going to go ahead and start joining the pieces together. So for the front pieces, remember that we pin it down before here at the center. I'm going to go ahead and make a straight stitch to join these areas together. And after that, for the center back, I'm going to leave a bit of space at the top. So from the top to somewhere around here, I'm going to leave it. But from here all the way down, I'm going to be making a straight stitch, leaving this upper part open for my zipper. I'm going to be using a short zipper for the back. Alright guys, after I was done joining it at the center, you can see I have gone ahead to iron my seams open, and this is what it looks like. And this is the back piece as well. I told you guys I was going to leave an opening at the top. I just need this to be wide enough for my neck to open, for my neck to pass through. It doesn't need to be so long, alright? So I've gone ahead to iron this out as well, and I'm just pinning it up at the top for now. That's why it's looking close, so that I can join the shoulders. So now I'm aligning the front and the back pieces together, right sides facing each other, and I'm going ahead to pin it down at the shoulders. So I'll go over to the sewing machine and just make a straight stitch on the areas that I'm pinning down right now. Alright guys, after making that stitch, I went ahead to iron it out, and this is what we have. So now you can see the back neckline here. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is to pipe the neckline, and I'm going to be using a bias. You can actually do a facing here if you want to use a facing, but I feel like from the dress we created, they used the bias, so I'm just going to go ahead and pin my bias around the neckline and then use it to turn the neckline over to the wrong side. Once you're done pinning it down, just go ahead and cut off the excess. You are going to make a straight stitch first, following the pins that you had, and then go ahead and make a second stitch to fold the bias towards the wrong side, and you will have a very neat neckline afterwards. Alright guys, so this is it. You can see how neat the neckline is looking, right? I've gone ahead to iron it out, and now we're going to go ahead and fix our sleeves. These are the sleeves that we drafted out earlier, and I've gone ahead to just fold the hem area. So now it's very simple. I'm going to attach the sleeve to the armhole area. So what I do is I open up the armhole, and then I place the center of my sleeve, which you can actually easily get with the gator line if you have ironed it while you were walking. So now I'm going to pin from the center all the way to the sides, and then go over to the sewing machine and just stitch down the areas that I have pinned down. So I'm going to stitch down this area here, and then I'll go back to the sewing machine and do the exact same thing for this other side. So guys, I'm done fixing the sleeves now, and this is what it looks like. I've also gone ahead to iron my seams. So now the last thing I'm going to be doing is to turn this over to the wrong side, and I'm going to be stitching down the side. So I'm going to pick it from the sleeve area, and I'm going to pin all the way through the body part. So you do the exact same thing on the other side, and you're just going to be stitching. Remember when we're drafting out these pieces, we used 1 inch as stitching allowance. So I'm going to be using that 1 inch to make this stitch. If you feel you want your crop top to be a bit bigger, you can use 1/2 inch to make your stitch. But just we already added an ease, so 1 inch here and then 1 inch on the other side as well. And after that, I'm going to fold this area here, just fold it around. And after I was done with everything, this is what I have. This is what the blouse looks like. It's actually very simple. This is for beginners. If you're thinking of starting or you're learning to sew for the first time, this is something you should look at making because it's actually very simple. So this little area that I left here, I intend to place a zipper, but I currently do not have a zipper. So I'm going to be ending this tutorial here. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you find this helpful, and I will definitely be seeing you guys in my next video.